Hello friends, today we will start the next topic from our unit first of our subject computer network and security, that is of the CNS. From the subject of CNS, we have already started unit first as introduction to local area network. In last lecture, we have seen about the what is the exactly the definition of the network, which are the types of the networks, in which way we can connect the computer network. Okay, we have seen the bus topology, star topology, then LAN, MAN, WAN. All these we have seen in the last lecture. Now today we will see the next topic from this unit first. That's network. Network is nothing but what is the meaning of network with respect to the our subject. Okay, that is a computer network. This computer network or the network, it is nothing but it is also broad term. It is a broad term as a system. Hence, in various way we say that what is a system. In that way, this is system also very much broad term. In that same way, we are having a term as a network. But with respect to our subject, we can say that what is a computer network? What is a computer network? That is nothing but there is an interconnection of the computers in the different ways, in the different types. That's why we can send the information, transfer the information, the data from one person to another person, or one source to the destination. That means there is an interchange of data due to the network, that is only from the computer network. That's why this network is a broad term similar to the system. Now, network is a communication system which supports many users. There are various ways of interconnecting the computers. Now, in different ways we can connect the computer. In last lecture we have seen what is the LAN, local area network, what is the capacity, how much the area LAN can cover. Then after that we have seen the MAN, metropolitan area network, then PAN, personal area network, and after that we have seen the WAN, wide area network. Okay, in that we have seen with respect to the area wise, or how much the distance they can cover. We have seen the all the differences, or all the examples with respect to the LAN, MAN, WAN, and the PAN. Okay. Now we'll go forward in the next topic, that is a protocol. What is a protocol? Protocol, it is nothing but a this protocol we can define, it is nothing but a set of rules. It is a set of rules. By using the protocols, we can give the softwares in the computer network. Now, next the layer task. The most important bit from this topic as a layer structure of any type of the network. Layer structure. What is a layer structure? Layered is nothing but there are number of layers are there, one after another, and by using that we can form a layer structure in the computer network. Okay. Now see what is a network software. Network software. What is the role of network software? Network software. In any computer system, when we want to transfer the data, at that time, in that we need a hardware. Hardware. As in any computer system, hardware is very much important. As hardware important, in that same way, we require also software also. we require a software also. So in that software, how we can perform the software, how we can form a software by using that. That's why the software used in network is equally important as the hardware. Hence, the network software is highly structured nowadays. That's why this software is a highly structured nowadays. Highly structured. That's why we need a highly structured different types of the layered architecture, layered networks. Okay. So we'll go for the protocol hierarchies. Protocol hierarchies. For example, we will say a three-layered architecture. How we can transfer the data from layer 1 to 2, 2 to 3 in this way. In that we are having different types of the interfaces, different types of the protocols which are contained in the layer. That's why we'll go for the protocol hierarchies or the layered architecture. Layered architecture. Layered architecture. Layered architecture. Okay. Most networks are organized in the form of a series of layers or levels as shown in figure as to reduce the design complexity. Okay. For example, we'll take one example for this as we are having a host 1 with a layered architecture of layer 1, layer 2 and the next. For example, we have taken only the 3 layers, but it's not compulsory to take only the 3 layers. We can take many layers as per the requirement of the network. And this is the physical medium. This is the physical medium. Okay. And in the same manner, we are having a host 2. Host 2. We have to transfer the data from the host 1 to the host 2. In the same manner, we are having layer 1, layer 2, and the layer 3 for the host 2. And this is the interface in between the layer. This is the physical medium. Now this is the interface. Interface medium as 2 by 3. This is the interface as layer 1, 2, 3. Sorry. It is an interface of 2 by 3 and 1 by 2. Layer 3 to 1. So layers start from the bottom to top, not top to bottom. That's why layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. Layer 1, 2, and layer 3. Okay. Remember that. That is from layer 1, 2 to 3. In that way, we can transfer the data from the layer 3 to 2 to 1 and 1 to physical medium. Okay. And see, this is the diagram for this layered architecture, layers, protocols, and interfaces. And this is the layer protocol. This is the protocol. Virtual protocol of 2 and protocol of 1. And this is the figure of layers, protocols, and architecture. Sorry, and interfaces. See, this is the figure which shows the layered architecture or the layered network, layer structure of the any network. For example, we have taken here host 1 and host 2. That is nothing but in a layered architecture, we are having host 1, that is from peer 1 to peer 2, from one person, from one machine to the another machine. When we want to transfer the data from the machine 1 to 2, what will be exactly the software structure or the layered architecture which is used in the software, as we require a hardware in the same manner, equally we need a software to transfer the data. That's why from host 1, when we want to transfer the data from host 1, we can send that message from the top layer, that is a layer number 3, to the layer 2. Okay, directly we can't transfer the data from layer 3 to this host 2 of the layer 3. Can't transfer the data. They are having the proper sequence is there, as host 1 transfer the data of host from layer 3 to the layer 2, and that is by using the interface in between the 2 to 3. Then after that, we are whatever the messages coming from the layer 3, some additional header is added in that particular message, original message, and with respect to the header and the message, that content, it is transferred to the layer 1. Again, this layer 1 having which is added some header and the trailer in addition with the layer 2 data, layer 2 message, and that is given to the physical medium. Now, this is actually a physical medium which can transfer the data whatever coming from the layer 3 to the layer 1 of the host 2, and this physical medium, it is nothing but a coaxial cable. Okay, whatever the through a coaxial cable, that message is given to the layer 1. Now the function of the layer 1 is that whatever the signal or whatever the message added by the layer 1 of the host 1, that is a in that this layer 1 added only a trailer and the header. That H1 and T1, whatever they added in that particular message, that should be removed by the layer 1. And whatever the data which is coming from the layer 2, that is nothing but a only header plus message. It is nothing but a content of the layer 2, and that is the to remove the additional contents of the layer 1, that will remove and given to the layer 2. Now the function of the layer 2, that is whatever the data added by this host 1 layer 2, that header you have to remove that, and original message will pass to the layer 3, and this layer 3 will passes to the machine 2 or the peer 2. In this way, we can transfer the data by using this layered architecture by using with the help of the layers, with the help of the protocols and the interfaces. In between the communication from the top to bottom of the layer 1 to 2, that is called as the interface. This is nothing but an interface. Whatever, and this is the direct connection or the actual connection. Actual connection in between, or we can say that that is a physical connection in the solid line. But this is the dotted line in between the two layers. That is nothing but a virtual line. This virtual line, which is nothing but a virtual communication, dotted line represents the virtual communication from layer n to n. That is nothing but a, for example, layer 3 to layer 3. That is only in between the protocol. Okay, and that is nothing but a virtual communication in between the layer n to n, but the physical connection in between layer upper layer to the lower layer. So remember that whatever the dotted line shows for the virtual communication and the solid line shown for the physical connection. And in this way, we can transfer the data from layer to layer, from host 1 to the host 2. So the purpose of each layer is to offer certain services to the higher layer. Hence, layer n can transfer the data to the layer n by using this peer-to-peer. Now we will see how does data transfer take place. Okay. Yes, understood. Is any doubt in this? That is how we can transfer the data from the layered architecture, because This is the base of the computer network in which we require a layered architecture for this data. Okay. Now we will see how actually the data transfer takes place from peer to peer. How actually the data transfer can take place from peer to peer. Okay, that is how does data transfer take place. Actual data transfer from peer 1 to the peer 2. That is, for example, we have taken one machine, that is a machine 1, and this is the another machine, that is a machine 2. Okay, machine 1 and machine 2. Now again we are having a layer structure of this as layer upper layer, it is nothing but a layer 3, layer 2, and this is the layer 1. In the same manner, we are also having for the machine 2, layer 3, layer 2, and the layer 1. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. In the previous diagram, we have shown in detail the layer structure. And next we are having a physical medium. We are having here a physical medium, that is, for example, a coaxial cable. We can say that broadly as a physical medium. Okay. Now the data can transfer. Now we have to transfer the data from the machine 1 to the machine 2. That's why how, in which way we can transfer the data? That is from this layer 2 from layer 3 to 1 to the physical medium. Again, this physical medium, from this we can transfer the data in the same manner. Okay, and that is called as the data and control information. This is called as data and control information. Data and control information. Data and control information. In this way, we can transfer the data from the layer 1 to the layer 2. Data does not get transferred directly from n of data. Whatever the data coming from this machine 1 cannot directly transfer from layer 3 to the layer 3 of the machine 2. Cannot transfer directly. First, in this direction, that will flow the data. Then we want to through a physical medium. It is from the layer 1, 2, 3 will pass it and then go for the machine 2. That's why we'll say that data does not get transferred directly from layer n of one machine to layer n of the other machine. Instead, the data transfer takes place as explained here. That is, the data and control information is passed onto the lower layers until the lowest layer is reached. That means whatever the lowest layer, data will always pass from the upper layer to the lower layer, from lower layer to the last lower layer. Okay, lowest layer up to the lowest layer it will passes and then given to the physical medium. Through physical medium, below layer 1 lies the physical medium such as coaxial cable through which the actual transfer of data and control information takes place. Whatever the actual data transfer and this data, whatever passes from the machine 2, that will be through a coaxial cable, it will passes and given to the layer 1 of the machine 1. In that way, through an interface. What is the interface? Interface, that is nothing but in between the layer 2 to 3. From layer 2 to 3, it will passes the data, and that is called as the interface. Now, say what exactly the interface. Interface defines the operations and services offered by lower layer to the upper layer. Operations and services. Operations and services that offered operations and services offered by lower layer to upper layer whatever the services and operations offered from the layer 1 to the layer 2, that will be offered by the interface, and that is called as the interface. Yes, how will you define the interface? That which defines the operations and services offered by lower layer to the upper layer, that is called as the interface. Okay, now that is regarding how does the data transfer from the machine 1 to machine 2, that is called as the data transfer from peer to peer. But that is not exactly the data transfer from layer n to layer n, not in that way. Just we have to go through this diagram. We will explain, or we can discuss regarding the how data can transfer from layer n to layer n, or the machine 1 to the machine 2. Okay. In this way, we have seen today, that is, we have discussed the layer architecture, protocol, computer network, all these terms. Now, in next lecture, we will start with the network architecture in detail, which are the protocols are used in the each layer, how we can transfer the data from original message of machine 1 from peer to the another peer. Okay, so today we will stop here.